Buckle up, drone fans. It's time for the countdown of the best beginner drone with camera. We are highlighting easy-to-fly options, safety features, and camera setups that help new pilots nail their first flights with confidence. Today, I'm going to be going over the best beginner drone with camera that you can get right now. All of the products mentioned are linked in the description, so check them out if you're interested in any of them. With that, let's begin. At number 5, we have the generic foldable drone with camera. This compact flyer is designed for everyday carry, slipping into a backpack and bringing along to open spaces where you want to capture casual moments rather than cinematic shots. Foldable design is the hero feature, allowing you to collapse the arms for storage and deploy in seconds with minimal hassle. The airframe is light, which favors portability and gentle handling for beginners, but it also means you should stay mindful of gusts. Included camera typically delivers 1080p video and photos, enough for sharing on social media and family albums. And most models provide a microSD card slot so you can record locally without relying on your phone. Some units even allow you to adjust camera settings such as white balance and exposure via the companion app, making it easier to adapt to different lighting conditions. Flight control focuses on accessibility. Altitude hold maintains height. A stable hover makes it easy to practice. And one key takeoff and landing points you straight into the action without fumbling with throttle. Headless mode helps new pilots keep orientation simple, reducing confusion when you're learning to fly in different directions from the controller. The transmitter is typically straightforward, with intuitive throttle sticks and responsive yaw, pitch, and roll controls that translate to predictable movement. In terms of safety, many of these drones offer a basic return-to-home function that activates if the signal is lost or the battery dips too low, which lowers the risk of losing the craft in a park or backyard. Battery life usually totals around 12 to 18 minutes under normal flight, a window that's adequate for short practice sessions, quick videos, or a few looping maneuvers before recharging. Charger and batteries are often included, with USB charging making swaps quick between flights, so you can return to the air more often in a single day. Without turning this into a shopping list, this model keeps things friendly for beginners while still offering the core aerial tools you need to build confidence. If you want a portable camera drone that travels well and keeps the learning curve gentle, this is a compelling first step. Compared to the generic FPV foldable drone, which I have included as number 4 on this list, this foldable drone with camera emphasizes stability and accessibility over aggressive speed and live FPV immersion, making it the friendlier doorway into aerial photography. At number 4, we have the generic FPV foldable drone. This model centers on the FPV experience, marrying a compact foldable frame with a live video link that can feed goggles or a smartphone screen for immersive pilot view. Foldable arms and light chassis keep travel simple, but the real story is immediacy. Throttle input translates into rapid response as you skim through wind and obstacles, so you get a rush that traditional stabilized drones cannot easily match. And the entry-level FPV drones pair 720p or 1080p onboard recording with a dedicated first-person feed transmitted via a 5.8 GHz link, offering a vivid sense of speed at the cost of longer learning curves and typically shorter flight times. Beginner-friendly modes exist, such as angle mode and horizon mode, but the core experience invites hands-on practice. Wider stick sensitivity, precise throttle control, and careful orientation management when you push the drone into sharper turns. Orientation is often aided by a bright LED system and a simplified controller layout, yet the sensation of flying at the edge of control becomes part of the learning process. Flight times tend to be shorter here, often around 6 to 12 minutes depending on payload, battery grade, and pilot style. And range is usually a few hundred meters, enough for garden-to-park sessions while still requiring responsible line-of-sight operation. Newcomers, this is a step toward dynamic aerial footage, but you'll want to balance curiosity with patience as you climb the skill ladder. Compared to the PLEGBLE 4000 EIS Drone, which I have included as number 3 on this list, this FPV foldable drone prioritizes live feedback and agility over high-resolution video stability, so you get a distinctly different flavor of aerial exploration. At number 3, we have the PLEGBLE 4000 EIS Drone. This unit targets creators who want crisp, cinematic footage without renting professional gear. The camera shoots 4000 video with electronic image stabilization to smooth out shake from handheld moves or breeze, giving you a polished look without a bulky gimbal. Any configurations pair 4000 at 30 FPS or 60 FPS with solid exposure control and automatic white balance, letting you capture landscapes, family moments, or urban scenes with confidence. The drone's flight controller leans into stability as well, with GPS positioning and a returns-to-home logic that helps you recover if you drift beyond your line of sight. Potential benefit here is a more robust stability profile on breezy days, especially when you practice steady hover shots or slow pans. Some variants include a 3-axis gimbal for extra mechanical polish, while others rely on the camera's own stabilization and software correction. Battery life often lands in the 18 to 25-minute range, depending on flight style, payload, and wind, which makes it feasible to plan short shoots or time-lapse sequences between charges. The build tends to be more durable than entry-level foldables, offering better resistance to light crashes and easier routine maintenance, while the additional weight invites a steadier center of gravity during aerial work. Range is usually adequate for most suburban environments, and several models support intelligent flight modes such as waypoint navigation and active track to keep subjects framed as you move. Paired to the Toladrone brushless motor drone, which I have included as number 2 on this list, this PLEGBLE drone leans into video quality and stabilization at the expense of higher thrust and ultimate speed, delivering cinema-ready footage for creators who want the look without a full studio. At number 2, we have the Toladrone brushless motor drone. This model foregrounds power, endurance, and reliability through its brushless motor setup, which delivers smoother throttle response, longer motor life, and a quieter, cooler operation during longer flights. The switch from brush to brushless means the drone can maintain a cleaner hover with steadier yaw and roll, opening the door to more controlled cinematic moves and easier calibration. Robust flight controller underpins GPS positioning, precise waypoint navigation, and automatic return to home for safety, which is especially comforting for beginners learning to fly farther from the takeoff point. Flight times of this class commonly reach the high end of 15 to 25 minutes, with modest wind tolerance and a careful pilot able to coax more minutes with efficient throttle management. Build quality typically reflects a mid-range to upper entry-level package. Stronger frames, reinforced landing gear, and more responsive sticks on the transmitter, which helps you translate intention into motion with confidence. Many Toladrone packages include smart features such as altitude hold, beginner modes, and preset flight patterns that allow newcomers to practice precise movements before attempting more complex maneuvers. Camera option is usually present, though the emphasis is on flight performance rather than media quality by default. Advanced kits may pair with upgraded gimbals for sharper video. Paired to the generic camera drone, which I have included as number 1 on this list, the Toladrone emphasizes brute power and flight discipline, delivering longer flights and better handling at the expense of a slightly steeper learning curve and a larger footprint. At number 1, we have the generic camera drone. This top pick strikes a balance between camera quality, flight stability, and user-friendly controls, making it the most versatile option for learners who want to graduate from simple hover practice to more expressive aerial storytelling. Camera setup is typically a step up from entry-level, with options that include 1080p or 4000 capture and a 3-axis gimbal for smoother panning and tilts, which translates to steadier footage as you orbit a subject. GPS stabilization keeps the drone locked in place during a hover, while return to home adds an extra level of safety if you lose orientation or encounter a signal dip. You'll often find a mix of automatic flight modes here. One key takeoff and landing, angle modes for steady tracking, and a basic waypoint or orbit feature that lets you craft repeatable shots without flying manually the entire time. Flight time usually ranges from 18 to 30 minutes under ideal conditions, and many bundles include spare batteries and a compact charger to extend your shooting window in a single day. Design communicates a thoughtful balance between performance and price, with a frame that is sturdy enough for regular outdoor use while staying light enough to be portable. Creators who want accessible video capabilities plus reliable stability, this is a compelling all-around choice that grows with your skill level. Paired to the generic foldable drone with camera, which I have included as number 5 on this list, this top pick offers stronger camera stabilization, a more capable flight controller, and longer range to support advancing your aerial storytelling without jumping to a specialized pro rig.